What up, everybody? So I'm gonna give this a shot here. Drive home half an hour every day. Figured, let's talk about some Lions on my way home. So, first off, let me tell you, tonight we're gonna have a special guest. Hopefully, if he shows up, we're gonna get my buddy on here. We're gonna talk about Megatron versus Tate. Who's gonna have the better numbers? We're gonna talk about Sue. He's a Dolphins fan, so we're gonna talk about the difference between Sue for the Lions, Sue for the Dolphins, and whether paying a defensive tackle is worth $25 million a year, which is what Miami's going to be paying him past this season. And then some fantasy football stuff. He's more into the fantasy side of it. Obviously, I'm more into the actual game of it, but either way, it should be entertaining. So, it's Wednesday, August 26th. Lions got a preseason game in 2 days, 8 o'clock on Friday night, nationally televised, against old shoelaced Denard Robinson and the Jacksonville Jaguars. What is the game? This is what they call the dress rehearsal game. The starters are going to play into the third quarter. We pretty much already know that Calvin Johnson's not going to be playing. It's going to look like what the team on offense would look like without Calvin in case he gets hurt like last year. I want a third receiver to step up. I thought Lance Moore was going to be that guy, and maybe he still is. He didn't play last week because of his baby being born, but someone at the third spot's got to step up. I don't know. I'm almost done with this Fuller experience. He hasn't really showed anything. He had that one great catch against the Saints last year where he got the game-winning touchdown, and he had a great catch earlier in that game on the 3rd and 15, caught one down by his knees. But other than that, he hasn't really shown anything. And Lance Moore is a veteran in this league. He knows where to go. He knows his offense. So it's time for someone that third spot to step up. And with it being that Calvin's out, that person's going to be the number 2 guy on Friday night. So is it going to be Lance Moore? Is it going to be Corey Fuller? Is it going to be Greg Salas? Is it going to be Broyles maybe? Which, come to figure out, that experiment is probably over. But which one of these guys are going to step up and be that third guy? Maybe that's Ebron finally. Maybe he'll be the third target. Just somebody. I want to see Abdullah play like he did that first week. I know he only got 2 carries last week. I think they might have been saving him a little bit because of how the turf was. Either way, I want to see him get some more carries, see how he can do maybe 10 to 12 carries, see how the offensive line does, because it looks like Larry Warford might not play, Waddle's not going to play. We're going to see a new right side, obviously not on the tackle because Waddle hasn't played all preseason, but we traded away Mike Williams yesterday. It's going to be Lucas or the rookie Corey Robinson backing up unless they pick somebody else up, but let's see how that offensive line does. Let's hopefully keep Snap from hitting the ground. Let's not do many 7-step drops. As far as the defense, I mean, it's the Jags offense. I'm not that crazy worried about Blake Bortles and Denard Robinson. I really just want to see him come out and not get the ball run down their throat like they did last week. Granted, that was when the seconds and thirds were in, but still, I want to see them be as stout as they were against the Redskins starters and how bad they made RG3 look and how bad they made the Jets look the week before. That's really what I'm looking forward to when it comes to Friday. Obviously, it's just a preseason game, so it doesn't mean anything, but hopefully, with all these injuries that are going on, I just hope that none of our guys get hurt. Obviously, that goes without saying, but especially now with it really in the news and we're really thinking about it, definitely keep Calvin out, keep Stafford in the quick throws and screen stuff, keep him from getting hit too much, just in case. But let's talk about that trade last night. I was on Twitter for a good amount of time, going back and forth with a couple of guys. We traded Mike Williams, a 7th rounder, to the Patriots for a 7th rounder. So basically, we're getting a redo. And the argument is that he was showing a lot of promise. He was looking better than all the other backups at tackle, which I agree. He's looked good in the preseason, especially he was a tight end being converted to a tackle. But you're actually getting value for the guy. These other guys, Lucas and Robinson, especially Robinson, he's just a rookie, but Lucas wasn't garnering any attention from anybody. So if you're going to get value out of a guy, and he's maybe a little bit better, but he's still never going to see the field, then you get that for him. Because you might be able to find a diamond in the rough from the 7th round that may end up being somebody. He's had that chance. When Waddle went down that first game, and then Corey Hilliard also went, where was he then? And I know one of the arguments was that his first year being moved over to tackle. I get that. It's a transition, but still, all the way through the year, they never went to him. I think there's a reason for that. And maybe he has gotten better since last year, but that's why you take that value. You're getting your 7th back. If he was a 6th rounder, and we were only getting the 7th, then I would understand that we got no value for him. But we basically just got the redo. So maybe we can find a tackle that is really good, a diamond in the rough. Maybe we find another player. Maybe we find another Willie Young. Or like the guy said last night, hopefully we don't find the next Tim Toon, but I don't mind it. A lot of people were angry last night. We got a 7 for a 7. I really don't see it as a big deal at all. The way I look at it is, that must say something about our depth, because in the same offseason, we did corner to Seattle and a tackle to the Patriots. So our depth is finally up to par with other NFL teams. I'm not saying, oh, look how much better our roster is. These teams are taking our backups. Obviously, we're just trading guys that are going to be backups for those teams as well. The fact that they're willing to give up a draft pick for them says something to me. It's nice to actually have backups that other teams want. When under Millen, we had most of our starters no one wanted, which is why we went 0-16. So I'm not that worried about it. Sure, we'll find someone to fill into that spot. Maybe we find a guy that gets cut. Maybe you might have someone, or whoever the personnel guy is, might say, hey, we know this guy's going to get cut, so let's take the risk and get a 7th for Mike Williams, and then go pick up this guy who's going to get cut anyway. I guess we'll see. He might not have even made the team anyway, even if he is improved. They might have said, okay, we'll take the potential of Lucas and Robinson over what we've already seen from Williams in 2 years. Who knows? Let's talk about Kyle Van Noy. So we trade up in the second round of last year's draft. It was to be amazing. Came out, he had all this fanfare. Like, everyone seemed to like him. Unlike most players, I didn't know anyone that did not like that pick. He gets a hernia surgery last year. I'm gone most of the season. Okay. Comes back, doesn't really make that big of an impact. Then, come this preseason, he looks okay against the Jets, and then just looks completely lost. I don't know what happened, but that Redskins game, he looked just horrid. Going up against second and third stringers, just over pursuing plays, committing on receivers on zone reads. I mean, it was horrible. And then come to find out a couple days later that he's back on IR, or he's gone for a significant amount of time. They're deciding whether they want to put him on short-term IR, full-length IR, because they only have one spot. You can only use your short-term IR on one guy. So if they waste it on Van Noy again, and then he comes back and doesn't show anything, okay, then when, say, someone else important gets hurt, we're screwed. So I think that's what they're basing their decision off of. Okay, we put him on short-term IR last year. When he came back, we didn't get much out of him. Plus, Whitehead has showed that he's pretty good. He's good enough to keep Van Noy off the field before anyway. So should we risk the short-term IR on a guy that has limited about time in preseason not look that good? I'm not so sure about that. I don't know if we don't just shelve him for the year and then just be like, all right, take a full year off, come back next preseason and see where you're at. But holy crap, what is Mayhew doing in the second round? I love Mayhew. I don't know if there's any other people out there that like Mayhew more than I do. He had 09 draft was a slam dunk. Got Stafford in the first, got Delmas in the second, which, like it or not, Delmas was definitely a solid player. He was an alternate for the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row. Levy in the third, and Pettigrew, even though we don't like Pettigrew, he's still a guy that's going to be on the team for a while, and a guy that's in the NFL. Even though it's kind of a bust of where we got him, at least it wasn't our only first-round pick. You know, we basically traded Roy Williams for Pettigrew. I'll take that trade. We're getting the same production out of it. We lost out on Derek Williams, who was terrible. But either way, his drafting, other than 09, is just out of the first round. The second round has just been brutal since then. I mean, we're talking about Ella Shore. We're talking about Titus Young. We're talking about Ryan Broyles. We're talking about Kyle Van Noy. These guys, it's just been brutal. So far, Abdullah looks like the steal of the draft, which is what Nate Burleson said in the preseason game that week 1. Maybe he is. Even if he's just solid, it's a slam dunk second round pick for Mayhew. But as far as free agency and everything else like that, he's done a great job in free agency and trades and all that kind of stuff. But man, if he figures out that second round draft pick, I think he'll be talked about in the top 10 GMs in NFL, because he took over an 0-16 team and everyone said, oh, he's a disciple of Matt Millen. The ownership doesn't know what they're doing. He's just going to be the next Matt Millen, and he's far from that. I'm pretty happy with Mayhew. You just got to figure out that second round draft pick situation. That's about it. I kind of want to do these more often, just as like something to keep me busy on the ride home. Maybe I'll start up an actual podcast channel. For now, I'm just going to put them on the YouTube channel and see where it goes. Let me know what you guys think about this, whether you like it, whether you care to listen, whether you want more. Just let me know. Just trying to do something different, something to keep my mind busy on the way home, being able to express what I'm thinking. So.